I don't know of a more honest person anywhere that I have met than Clay Parr. I have never known him to do anything that was less than perfectly appropriate. Clay was born and raised in Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Well, Rock Springs was a little isolated and a little different. It's very much a coal mining town. My forebears were all coal miners from England.
Kind of a humble beginnings. I think he was the first person in his family to attend college.
I had to have a scholarship somewhere to go to college. My family didn't have the means to send me otherwise, and fortunately I was able to get several when I graduated from high school. Was all signed up for another school, and sort of at the end of the summer I got notice that I'd been accepted into the Naval ROTC program, and they had space at the University of Utah. So I took that opportunity, came down to Salt Lake City, and the first time I ever saw the University of Utah campus was the day I enrolled.
I know he really enjoyed his time at the university. My dad loves the school.
His undergrad degree was in geology. Came back and got a master's degree from the University of Utah, also in geology.
When he started getting into geology, they still went out with their little pickaxe and their magnifying glass, and so he spent a lot of time wandering around looking at old mines.
Really over time I concluded that because of my mechanical ineptitude, I guess is a good way of putting it, I was a danger to myself and others, and I should consider another profession. Out of curiosity, I went and took the law school aptitude test. Didn't study, didn't plan for it, didn't worry about it, and went in and got a very high score, which made me say to myself, geez, maybe you could do this. I didn't know anything about lawyers. I never knew a lawyer. I didn't know anything about law school, but all of that motivated me to give it a try.
After law school, he worked for a while in Alaska.
I was sworn into the Alaska Bar Association one morning, and I argued before the Alaska Supreme Court that afternoon. I'd never been in a courtroom in my life.
We moved around a lot initially, every 6 months to 2 years, I like to say.
I was in-house counsel with the Anaconda Company, one of the world's largest copper companies. I got transferred to Tucson, and then I got transferred to the corporate offices in New York.
My father is not someone that I picture being happy in New York City.
And the city just throbs and pulsates. It's just got that atmosphere to it. And as somebody like me, I was just forever looking around, being overwhelmed.
He loves the West. He likes being outdoors.
And he loves the mountains. He loves the Wasatch Front.
But I like waking up in the shadow of a mountain, and I think deep down, I'm a Westerner. I was walking down the streets of New York one day in the Wall Street area and just kind of stopped in my tracks and said, Clay, I think you want to go back to Salt Lake. Let's do it. As I say about Salt Lake, you couldn't blast me out of here now.
Clay and a few others left to form this firm.
There were, I think, 8 of us at that time.
He is one of the founding fathers of this law firm. He has guided it from the get-go.
It's grown into now a 70-lawyer law firm, and I was able to participate as I went along in the development of that institution. And all I can say right now is I sort of burst with pride just talking about it.
I think of him as the Energizer Bunny. He was always here early in the morning, working hard, focused all day long.
My dad was a very hard worker, and he was often still in his head when he came home from work.
As part of a career, you have to make your way. You know, you're not just handed a law practice.
He has worked on transactions everywhere in the United States, from coast to coast, in Canada, Mexico, Russia, Africa, Indonesia, South America.
My dad's just one of those people, he wants to be the best that he can be.
If you are involved in anything to do with natural resources law in the United States, people will know the name Clay Parr.
He would have done what he did for a lot less money. It has never been about the money.
That's hard to say in a law firm where people spend a lot of time thinking about money and even fighting over money. That's never been Clay. I look at him and I think this guy has the talents and the accomplishments the size of Texas, and he's got an ego the size of Rhode Island. He drives old cars, he does his own chores. It's just very different than what you would expect from a senior partner at a large law firm after a 40-year career.
Well, as indicated, the University of Utah has been very much a part of my life. It gave me my education, which was the foundation for my career, same for my daughter, and same for several of the outstanding lawyers in my law firm. I've been able to continue my affiliation as a teacher and participating in other activities at the university since my graduation. And also, even now, to enjoy continuing education programs that the university offers. So it's just overwhelming to me to be singled out and given an award and joining with the others at this time at the Founders Day dinner. And all I can do is express my sincere gratitude to the Alumni Association for enabling me to have this very, very special moment in my life.